Good morning, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at 37504 Coralburst Street here in Sandy, located on the right side of the house. That's as you face the front of the home from the street, and that's how I describe everything. We are the line exits out the right side of the home, but near the back right corner. In fact, it's pretty much outside the kitchen window or very near where the air conditioning unit's at. So we're in this little shed built onto the side of the house. Someone has very nicely left a nice big access panel here open for the clean out, 3-inch ABS clean out. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water's running. We are zeroed out and off we go here. Quite a clean flow line there right out of the gate. Just a little bit of grease buildup. Relative to most homes, quite a clean sewer line. We'll get a little better view of that grease buildup on the way out. And as it sits right now, it's not at a point where I'd recommend cleaning on it necessarily. I try to point it out for educational purposes though. After doing almost 25,000 sewer scopes now and a lot of drain cleaning over the years, grease buildup has become more concerning to me, honestly, than a lot of structural issues like bellies, offset joints, things like that. And not that those can't cause problems when they get to a severe enough level, but grease buildup is a very common culprit in blockages occurring. Just swapped over to 4-inch 3034 PVC there. Anyway, when you have kids in the household, it's especially important. It exacerbates a lot of scenarios that would otherwise never block into situations that can cause blockages. Just makes your line a sticky, malleable mess. But it's especially problematic when you have little ones in the house or when abusive items go down line. Makes your line a lot less forgiving under those circumstances. Okay, right up ahead, here's the main lateral connection. Thus far, great looking sewer line. We're gonna let the line drain off here while we go locate the camera head. I don't suspect we're gonna find anything as we come back in here. Alright, I located the camera head successfully. Line terminates on Coralburst. So as you face the house from the street, line exits out the right side of the house, right near where the air conditioning unit is, turns and basically does a dead straight shot after turning away from the house, right up the side of the driveway. If you kind of look up the middle of the concrete pad here that's on the right side of the house, line pretty much runs down the middle of that and goes out across the curb. I believe there's a little downspout curb port. The daylight's there. It's right around that area where the line crosses the street curb, just to the right of the driveway. My camera's upside down at the moment if you're wondering why some of that stuff's over top there. Anyhow, if you're newer to home ownership, highly recommend keeping up the mitigation of grease buildup. It's a very important thing to do. In fact, it's about the only thing you can do as a homeowner to help maintain your sewer line. Otherwise, you're at the will of nature. It's buried underground. Not a lot you can do about things. But kind of as a rule of thumb, I tell most people to live by. And real quick, green PVC looks great. Transition joint looks good. That pipe drains off beautifully. If you've got enough grease or oil on your pans, you've got the world's tiniest belly right here. That thing's so minor, I'm not even putting it on my report. You have maybe a 6-inch piece of pipe there with a 1/4 inch of water, if that. Maybe a 1/16. Anyway, if you've got enough grease or oil on your pans, and if you turn that pan sideways, this is when the pan is hot or warm anyway, when stuff is still in a liquid state. If it runs off the pan in beads or worse, it's at that point you want to do something about it. Let the pans cool down. Wipe it out with a paper towel or scrape it off into a garbage can. Or when it's still in a liquid state, pour it into a glass jar. Don't go pouring it into a trash can when it's hot. You'll melt a hole right through the trash can. Anyway, thin little coating of Pam spray, hot water and soap handles that just fine. And one of the tricks you can do to help mitigate stuff from building up, if you know some is getting down the line, always use hot water and soap, but let your hot water run for about a full 30 seconds to a minute after your last dish was scrubbed off. That helps to ensure that anything that got down line remains melted and emulsified until it gets to the main, or at least a good distance from the house. when you shut your water off immediately after that last dish, that water cools off rapidly once it hits the exterior of the home where it's buried underground. So anyhow, great looking line there. Good flow all the way to the main. There's not a single, I mean, that little tiny belly that's a belly from a hyper technical standpoint. For reference, I don't even consider repairs till there's at least a 5 foot length of pipe with at least an inch of water in it. That's with no water running at all. Even at that point, I rarely recommend repairs on bellies that size unless they're right up against the home and usually in old rough pipe materials, where you get the coupling effect of standing water and rough pipe walls that snag debris. In plastic pipe, a 5 foot belly with an inch of water in it rarely causes a problem unless the homeowner pretty much makes it happen. So that gives you an idea. What you have there essentially has no bearing on functionality at all, which is why I'm not going to put it on the report. It's not something I want to legitimize and call a belly. So anyway, great flow end to end, all the pipes in good condition. Sewer line is functioning properly at this time.